Very nice. Hey, it's Eric here with Steel Media and Kenji's World. We're here at the 2019 NAMM show in Anaheim. I'm here with Robin Boucher of Boucher Guitars out of Quebec. And we're here to talk about something I just learned about yesterday morning from my luthier, which is this technique of, I want to say, artificially aging wood. I think that might be appropriate, called torrefaction. And torrefaction is, from what I understand, where you prepare the wood in an oven at a low temperature, but still a higher temperature than we're used to, in a vacuum. And that, what that does is it breaks down the structure which holds the cellulose in place in the wood, and in doing so it changes the tone of the wood. And I was hoping, Robin, that you could talk a little bit, first of all, about Boucher Guitars and what you guys are about. It's you know, you're obviously you share the name of the guitars, and you've been around for a little while, so I imagine there's a story there.
Well, you know, first of all, I came from a family of musicians. And my grandfather was a violin player. My father played banjo and steel guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, and my uncle Norman Boucher played guitar too. And I also came from a family of guitar builder, because my uncle Norman was my uncle Norman founded the very first acoustic guitar company in Canada.
Oh, really?
In 1968.
Wow.
Norman Guitars.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then, you know...
I've never heard of it, but...
yeah.
But please, I'm sorry.
So, the whole story about Norman Guitars and Seagull Guitars later, and Simon Patrick, you know, my uncle founded, you know, the Norman Guitars company, and he sold his guitar, you know, since the first 4 years by himself, and then he met Robert Godin, and Robert Godin became his distributor in 1972.
Oh, okay.
And then they worked together, you know, for a long time.
And things started to take off.
And yeah, and many years later, in 1988, Robert Godin bought Norman Guitars, bought the company from my uncle.
Oh, okay.
And I learned to play guitar at the age of 9. Okay, so in 1968, you may imagine when I saw for the very first time the factory, my uncle's factory, I was so impressed, and my passion around the guitar building, guitar making started right away.
So how old were you when you first set your foot on the factory floor?
I was 11. Yeah, maybe 10. You know,
yeah,
and
right.
I remember my uncle. He said, "Robin, come here. You know, here we have a little piece. It's actually it was the top knot. You know, the piece here.
Yeah, right.
And so take that glue, put it on the top knot. You know.
They had to do a specific little front. Yeah. Okay, great.
Place it right over there, and maintain the little piece. You know, with your index here. And it was."
Love it first.
Yeah, it was my first, you know, top knot.
Your first top knot. Oh my God. Well, that's fantastic. So, so the reason why we're here is, well, I really enjoy the story about your guitar company. First off, thank you. But the reason why we're here is to talk a little bit about this process of removing the lignin from wood, the torrefaction. Maybe you can kind of walk us through when did you know, tell us a little bit about torrefaction. And you did a great job explaining it yesterday.
Okay. So, you know, my goal and the goal of every luthier, you know, on the planet is to get wood without any lignin inside the wood. You know, people has to know that we have 3 different components in the spruce wood. We have the cellulose, the hemicellulose, and the lignin. So when the trees are alive, the lignin acts like a shock absorber to protect the trees against the wind and the weight of the snow or the rain, you know. Otherwise, all the trees will crack very easily. But when the trees are dead, you know, when we cut trees for, you know, for making some furniture or guitars, the lignin acts differently. The lignin, the lignin absorbs the humidity when the humidity is over 45%. The relative humidity is 45% and up, and the lignin rejects the humidity in the wood when the humidity is under 45%. So that's why the wood moves like that.
So there's. Can you talk a little bit? I mean, so what you're saying basically is this lignin is hydrophilic.
Yes, it's a kind of natural polymer. Yeah.
And by transporting moisture in and out of the wood, you create damage to the wood, or where are we going with the impact of the moisture on the wood? Because there's another effect, right? Which is just by it still being a shock absorber, the tone is different on that level as well, right? But you're talking about cracking and moving of the wood.
Yeah, of the tree.
Of the tree.
When the trees are alive.
There's multiple benefits to torrefaction, not just the increase of the tone.
Exactly, because the torrefaction of wood, when it's really nicely done, correctly done, the torrefaction increase the stability of wood, like a vintage guitar, because the lignin disappear over the years by itself. Over the years, the lignin disappear. You just has to take a look at a barn board. When the color is so gray, you put water on the board, and the water moves like pearl, walk away, doesn't enter in the wood.
Yes.
I would say. So because the lignin. There's no lignin at all in the wood, because
so you're increasing the durability of the wood. You're increasing you're changing the tone of the wood.
Yes.
Can we talk a little bit about the tone?
Tone.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I said, when the torrefaction recipe is properly done, we manage to break the lignin without damaging the cellulose and the hemicellulose, so the wood fiber.
Okay.
And the lignin doesn't have any vibration properties, but the cellulose and the hemicellulose has really nice vibration properties. So when we manage to break the lignin without damaging the cellulose and the hemicellulose, the cellulose and the hemicellulose, because they are together in contact together, it increases the vibration properties. So it's like you have a 30 years old guitar in hand, a real vintage guitar. So the crystal high ends are so balanced with the low ends and the mids, which is not the case on the brand new guitar.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're basically turning on new guitars that sound like 30-year-old guitars.
Yeah.
But you don't have the 30 years with which it has to go through the aging process.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the torrefaction process, the people has to know that we cook the wood at I would say a relative high temperature, but it's I would say it's a low temperature, and during a long time, and inside the oven there is no oxygen at all. That's why the wood doesn't burn.
It does not degrade at all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. And that's a complicated process. I wonder who figured that out the first time.
It's a very complicated process,
Yeah.
and the torrefaction oven is a very expensive equipment.
And you have one.
I don't have one.
Ah.
I don't have one.
You're gonna get one. You're gonna put it in your garage.
Yeah. No, you know, I have a good friend of mine who is my supplier, you know, for
Yes.
the torrefaction of wood, and I don't have, you know, Boucher Guitars is a high-end boutique guitar brand.
Right.
We make around 350 guitars a year, and maybe half of my guitars has a torrefied top. So
It's quite
I can't spend $1 million on the torrefaction oven, you know?
Right, exactly. Well, Robin, it's been wonderful talking with you. Thank you so much. If people want to find out more about your guitars, or they want to get their hands on one, especially one of these beautiful, what's the top on this? What is this?
Hadron-Lac red screw stop.
If they want to get one of these,
with bear claw figure, you know. You see that little things here? Yeah.
So if one of our viewers wanted to get their hands on one of your guitars, where would they go? What would they do?
What do you?
What website, or how do you buy one?
We have a dealers network.
Okay.
In South Korea, we have a lot of dealers in Europe, France, Switzerland, Germany.
You have some in the United
Canada, and some in the United States.
So if they
We
go to your
are opening
website, they
the-
can find their dealer in the website?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. So
the website is boucherguitars.com.
Okay, great. So we'll have that on screen too, just so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah,
Okay.
Great. So if you want to get your hands on a guitar from Boucher Guitars, just go to boucherguitars.com and find one of the dealers. That sounds like they're all over the planet, and you too can play one of these wonderful sounding instruments. Robin, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Awesome. I'm gonna- Three. Hey everybody, you're here with Steel Media, and I'm sitting here with Robin Boucher from Boucher Guitars. I just want to say thank you for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please click on the link below to subscribe or like, and also click on the bell icon to be notified when another video comes out from Steel Media and Kenji's World. Alright, we'll see you soon.